I'm Janelle Shaw. I live with my wife, Kadeen, and our two sons, Nathan and Ethan, and my mother, Janet. I'm currently a special education teacher. I love that my job has something new every day, and I get to do something different with new students all the time. My hobbies range from traveling, shopping, cooking. I love to read. I like to do it all. I became aware that my periods were heavy pretty soon. I went from being able to do something all the time to monthly, 8 to 10 days out of the month. I was missing school, missing dance, violin lessons. My life was just now being controlled by my period. For me, my monthly whole routine was about 2 weeks out of the month, I had a normal life. And then prior to me getting my cycle, I would notice the tenderness in my breasts, really painful, didn't want to sleep certain ways. I would sleep in a bra. And then finally the period would start, and that would just be, the first few days would be just blood clots on top of blood clots, and just that really nasty blood that's purple, and you're like, I'm an alien, this is not happening to me. The worst part would be having to stop my life. Having to stop my life every month for something that I did not want. Missing work did become an issue. I would try to plan sick leave to already be in place for when my cycle was coming, so it didn't seem like I was always calling out. I couldn't really control that I was moody, that I was crying. I couldn't control that I was gonna throw up. It would play a lot into my intimate and sexual life. You don't want to be touched. You think you're bloated, you think you now are the size of a blimp. All these things were happening to my body without my permission. By now I had friends who were just like, oh, I'm on my period, and they would just skip down, the road like nothing was wrong. And here I am like, maybe I'm not having a normal period. I was proactive with my doctor about asking what the issue was, because I knew not everybody was like this. My doctor informed me that there was a procedure called the NovaSure that was a much better option than me having a hysterectomy, especially because I was a good candidate. I had the cramps, the heavy bleeding, the erratic bleeding. I had the procedure Friday, August 25th, 2017, and I went back to work on Monday. The benefits of the NovaSure for me were kind of instant, and it was a good feeling to know that I had this procedure done and it didn't seem to stop my life. I was able to keep moving. And then the day of the period was supposed to come, and it didn't come. And the cramps didn't come. Now with NovaSure, I laugh sometimes to myself. I'm like, well, I really don't have an excuse to snap at people anymore. I don't go through the cramping, the throwing up, all of that. I have my weekends back. I have my life in general. And I no longer have an excuse not to exercise. Now that I've had the NovaSure procedure, I definitely have a new life given to me.
Pivotal study information. In a pivotal study, 175 women receiving the NovaSure procedure showed a 1-year success rate of 77.7% and 1-year amenorrhea rate of 36%. Patient success was based on a reduction in a menstrual diary score indicating menorrhagia pretreatment to a diary score indicating normal to no menstrual bleeding at 1 year post-treatment using a validated scoring system. The NovaSure procedure is not for those who have or suspect uterine cancer, have an active genital, urinary, or pelvic infection, or an IUD. NovaSure endometrial ablation is not a sterilization procedure. Rare but serious risks include, but are not limited to, thermal injury, perforation, and infection. Temporary side effects may include cramping, nausea, vomiting, discharge, and spotting. Important safety information. NovaSure endometrial ablation is for premenopausal women with heavy periods due to benign causes who are finished childbearing. Pregnancy following the NovaSure procedure can be dangerous. The NovaSure procedure is not for those who have or suspect uterine cancer, have an active genital, urinary, or pelvic infection, or an IUD. NovaSure endometrial ablation is not a sterilization procedure. Rare but serious risks include, but are not limited to, thermal injury, perforation, and infection. Temporary side effects may include cramping, nausea, vomiting, discharge, and spotting. Inform patients to contact you if they experience a possible side effect related to use of this product. For detailed benefit and risk information, please consult the IFU.